Welcome to Mindful Life. My name's Jill Higgins, and in this first episode, I'm going to take a look at mindfulness, what it means, how to practice, and how to get started. While the term itself has become a familiar one in everyday language, what does it actually mean, and how do we begin? Well, one of the most well-known definitions comes from Dr. John Kabat-Zinn, considered by some to be one of the godfathers of mindfulness. He brought the practice to the masses in America in the 1970s, following on from his work with patients who were suffering from extreme pain. Extracted largely from Buddhism, he brought it into common practice, and he explains it simply as paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, non-judgmentally, and with kindness to yourself. So, in essence, it's paying attention to moments of everyday life with curiosity and openness on purpose. It involves dropping into your present moment experience and being aware of what you're doing while you're doing it with a non judging attitude. In essence, it's about experiencing the here and now rather than hankering after how you would prefer life to be. It also involves bringing awareness to present thoughts, emotions, and sensations in your body, as well as what's going on externally, such as sights, sounds, touch, smell. It might sound surprising, but we spend almost half of the time anywhere but the present moment. Research shows that the mind wanders on average 46.9% of the time throughout the day, and that a wandering mind is an unhappy mind. So even when we're desperately wanting to be immersed in what we're doing, maybe at a party, helping a colleague, or playing with our child, our minds are often elsewhere, dwelling in the past or floating ahead to the future. The problem with being elsewhere is that the brain has a negativity bias, so we're often drawn to experiences that create discomfort or pain. By practicing mindfulness, which is what we're going to do in this series, you become aware of your present experience and your mind is able to capture the snapshot of the moment before it's gone. It also helps you to befriend your mind and notice when it wanders. It's a practice that trains you to observe your thoughts as they arise without overanalyzing or over-identifying with them. So it puts you, rather than your thoughts, in the driving seat and often prevents a rush to judgment. It invites you to approach life with an attitude of gentle curiosity and kindness toward yourself. Perhaps surprisingly, the practice also empowers you and invites you to turn towards difficult emotions. With a mindful approach, you don't reject or deny powerful feelings, which may be justified and strongly felt. Instead, you become aware of their emotional pull and you get to decide how best to respond. It also involves the realization that the present moment is all that there is, and while you may not be able to change a situation, you can mindfully adapt your response towards it. You can practice mindfulness in different ways. One way is to learn mindfulness meditation, which involves paying attention to your moment to moment experience with acceptance, patience, and kindness towards yourself. And I'll go into this in more detail in episode 2. But for now, there's a selection of guided meditations for you to listen to when you want to get started in this podcast. Another way is to practice informally, using what are called daily mindfulness practices. These are instances where you pause, breathe, and bring moment to moment awareness to an aspect of your everyday life, such as the brewing of your cup of tea or the taking of your morning shower. By pausing in this way, you stand a chance of noticing the aroma of your drink or the sensation of the water as you take in your experience more fully. So often, the uniqueness of the moment is lost as we slip into automatic pilot mode, simply focusing on getting through the day. Daily mindfulness practices can also be times where you bring a mindful attitude to an aspect of your work or home life. So it might be bringing more patience, kindness, or curiosity to the way you communicate, listen, set a positive intention for the day, or how you conduct a meeting. So, in conclusion, the practice of mindfulness involves a different way of being as opposed to doing. It encourages us to notice life as it unfolds so we don't miss what's going on while we're busy being elsewhere.